students, welcome back to Appleby Academy's classes. So in this video, we are going to discuss about Indian Contract Act, okay? So which is a very important topic that we are dealing under the module of legal aspects of business. So when you're just taking this particular topic, you can see that there were a direct question from this particular area for this recent exam. Okay, just consider this question. Arrange the following process of making of contract in the chronological sequence from the first to the last. Okay, agreement, promise, offer or proposal, contract, acceptance. So when you're just taking this particular question, several times, for June 2019 and also for 2020 exam, they just got asked question from the same area, like you need to arrange or you need to make the chronological sequence of how a particular contract is made. Okay, so this particular topic is very, very important. That is how a particular contract is formed. So today we will deal with that what is an Indian Contract Act and how a particular contract is made. Okay, so let's start with the topic Indian Contract Act 1872. So this particular act was passed in the year of 1872. So when you're just dealing with each and every act, the day, the date, everything is very, very important. Okay, so what is the use of this Indian Contract or what does it relate to? The Indian Contract Act 1872 prescribes the law which is relating to contracts in India. Okay, so this is for governing the rules, governing the contracts which is made in our country, and it is the key act of regulating Indian contract law. So when you're just considering this Indian Contract Act, earlier that was not applicable to Jammu and Kashmir, but now after this reorganization, Jammu and Kashmir is also included under this Indian Contract Act. The point is very important. And when you're just considering that when this particular act was enacted, that was in 25th April 1872, but when it came into force or when that particular act was commenced, it was on 1st September 1872. So both these dates are very, very important. Okay, so now we are coming to our major topic, that is how a particular contract is formed. So let's start with the first step. So the first step is that firstly a particular person needs to offer something. So for example, if I am just offering you that I will sell my phone, I will sell my mobile phone to you. So here I am giving an offer to you. So there is an offer, okay, and if you are accepting that particular offer, so I am just offering you that, okay, I will sell my phone to you, and you, the person, got accepted that, okay, I will buy it. So that become a promise, okay. So if offer plus acceptance will result in promise. And how it will become an agreement? A promise will become an agreement only if it is supported with a lawful consideration. That means something in return. So if I am selling my phone to you, you should pay something back to me, right? So if there is a proper consideration, then only we will consider it as an agreement. Clear? And when it will become a contract, an agreement should deal with legal enforceability. That means there are certain elements which is included in Indian Contract of Act that makes a particular agreement a valid contract. So all those elements should be validated, then only we will consider them as a contract. Okay, so firstly it should start with offer and the other person should accept it, then it will become a promise implemented, a promise which is to be with the consideration will result in an agreement with the legal enforceability will result in contract. And here we mentioned the sections which is dealing with the definition of these terms. That is also very important. You need to study in which definition or under which section agreement is defined, under which section contract is defined. All these points is also very important. Okay, now you know how a particular contract is formed, right? to consider the essentials to form a valid contract. That means as per the section 10 of Indian Contract Act 1872, it is mentioned that there are some elements should be fulfilled there in order to become a valid contract. Let's see, all agreements or contracts, if they are made by the free consent of parties competent to contract for a lawful consideration and with a lawful object and are not expressly declared to be void. Okay, so there are certain conditions or there are certain elements which is included that in order to become a particular agreement to a contract. So firstly, there should be a free consent of parties. Then I will just list down like this, just see here. Free consent should be there. That means the parties which is involved in that particular contract should be made the consent by themselves freely. That means it should not be like something someone has to be forced them to get into contract. It should not be like that. They should get into contract themselves. Okay. Then competency of parties. That means the person which is included in the contract, they should be competent. Competent means as per the law, like they should be of majority age, then they should be sound mind, that such a thing should be included there, which is discussed in section 11. Then lawful consideration. Lawful consideration means we already mentioned that there should be some consideration and this consideration should be lawful. That means it should balance with the worth of that particular thing that we are just selling or that we are including in our contract. Then about legal object. The objective behind that particular contract should be legal. Okay. And finally, not expressed to be void. So there are certain contracts which we consider as which is void at the very beginning, which means that if we are making some illegal contract or contract against our law, which is considered as illegal. Okay, that means which is not going to become a valid contract itself. Okay, so these elements should be there, which is specified as per section 10 of Contract Act. So rather than that, there are some other elements also. That means in a contract there should be two parties. Their intention is to create a legal relation and the legal formalities should be fulfilled there, and certainty of meaning. So what is in that particular contract should be very clear. Okay, then the possibility of performance. That means the thing which is included in that contract should be able to perform. Okay, so there should be a certainty in performance also. Okay, so like a way that this element also should be there in order to become a valid contract. And when we are discussing about the essential elements which is discussed under section 10, these are the 6 elements that we are including. Okay, that one we just discussed in this definition itself. So here just we pointed out them each, that's only thing. Okay, so now we will just come back to our question. So in this question you can see that you need to arrange that how a particular contract formed from the first to the last step. So we know that firstly it should start with offer. Right, when we discussed about the previous example, it's about I am offering you a phone. So it should start with offer and somebody should accept it. Okay, so firstly it should start with offer or proposal. So we know that it should start with option C. So when you're just going through the different options, you can see that here there is only one option which starts with C. So if you know that offer is the first step, then then itself you can just arrive at the correct answer, right? Anyway, we'll just discuss back the other options also. So firstly, there should be an offer and proposal and the other person should accept it. So the next step is acceptance. Then if that particular offer got accepted, it will become a promise. Yes, now it's promise. So offer, acceptance, promise. Then how it will become an, when a promise is supplemented or when a promise with the consideration is not given, it will become an agreement. Yes, agreement is there. So after promise, you can go for agreements. Then when an agreement will become a contract, if it is legally enforceable, it will become a contract. So legal enforceability is also not given. Anyway, it will end with D. So it will start with C and end with the D. Okay, so correct answer for this question is option A. So when you're just considering this question, you can see that several times they got asked this particular question, this same kind of question. That means in order to arrange the proper step which is related to contract several times. So which means that particular topic is very, very important. Okay. So they may just change the words or they may just change the terms which is included in those. But even though there is a chance for asking this question again for the coming exam also. So this particular topic is very, very important and it's very simple to study also. Okay. So I hope this video will help you for your preparation. Thank you and happy learning.